A vibe like rave, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe. I'm a vibe like rave, rave vibe.
What is good, Vibe Gang? It is your boy Ray. Oh shit!
I'm a vibe like rave, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe.
What is good, Vibe Gang? It is your boy Ray here with another one. I almost messed up. Y'all almost saw the whole dome. Y'all can't see the whole dome. No. That's for family. I gotta keep something to myself. What is good, my people? Elvis and Women, the True Story, Part 1. For all those jibber jabbers out there, thank you, April. I appreciate you, April, for the package and the gift. I appreciate you. I love you. We're going to do Part 1 today. Monday, we're going to do Part 2. I got you. I hope everybody is going to have a great weekend. I hope you guys have great things planned. Tomorrow is my wife's birthday, so we're going to do some things. We're going to do some things. So this weekend is out of the question. This is wifey weekend. I know I'm fucked up a couple of times. I'm just there to make sure I make it right. It's been a long month. So shout out to the wife. Shout out to you, April, for the dono. Shout out to this page right here that I want to give a shout out real quick. Her page is called Elvis Lass. And I'm going to go ahead and subscribe. And I'm going to go ahead, move the subscription button. There you go. And I'm going to put all the notifications on. And I'm going to like the video because she said true story. We don't deal with imaginary stuff here. We want the truth. So for all those people that are in the comment sections talking to jibber jabber that you talk, oh, my mic, about Elvis and the women, I hope that Elvis Lass, shout out to you, Elvis Lass, go follow her. Look at her content real quick. We want to hear the truth, Elvis Lass. We do. Federico! You looking good today, bro. I'm trying to be nicer. Looking good today, bro. Do me a favor real quick. Cut the beat. I already gave Federico his raise. He's making $100 a week. What he doesn't know. It's Monopoly money. It only works for me. He can't go to 7-Eleven with that shit. Federico, I love you, bro. I'm talking to you later, man. You can go ahead and leave. Appreciate ya. Elvis Lass. It is on you.
Hello. What you're about to watch are clips from women talking about Elvis Presley. People find it very easy to make documentaries, make programs that focus on the negative.
Right.
That focus on the sensational.
I like the way she talks to us. She talks to us from the side because she's chilling. So when a person starts off the video like this and is just chilling, you know what that means? When it says true story, it means it's damn truth. Are we going to hear it from the horse's mouth? Is this a video of women talking about Elvis? Or is this like somebody like an Elvis historian that knows all the facts and made a... I don't know. We're going to check.
That focus on the negative. That focus on the sensational. But it's very simple. It's a very easy Google search. It's a very easy YouTube search.
Talk to them.
And you will find the truth.
Talk to them. You see how calmly she said it? I wish and pray that one day I could be as calm as Elvis Lass is. She's Scottish. I know she is. She's probably leaning like that because she drank a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? But she's Scottish as a motherfucker. She said just it's a quick Google search. It's Googleable. I've been said that, girl. They don't listen to me. Maybe they listen to you. I don't know, man. I don't know what we're going to do. It's Googleable, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that hard. Instead of looking how do I take shit stains off my underwears on Google, you should start researching the stuff you're talking about, man. That's all she's saying. I'm just dumbing it down for you a little bit. She said it too smart and too nice.
Very easy Google search. It's a very easy YouTube search, and you will find the truth. The truth is out there, and it shall set you free.
Ah, let him know, let him know. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. It will set you free. Or in my terms, you'll stop being less dumb. How are you going to get information from a person that you know is a liar and then repeat the lie, knowing that that person's known for lying or not having facts? It's the blind leading the blind out there, ladies and gentlemen, but I got my walking stick. Go ahead, girl. Talk to them.
The truth. The truth is out there, and it shall set you free.
Facts!
So, I hope you enjoyed the true story of Elvis.
See how she said true? You saw how she said true? She said it dead in your face. Go ahead.
It shall set you free. So, I hope you enjoyed the true story.
She went in on it. She said true story. Just in case you thought it was a lie. Go ahead, girl.
And it shall set you free.
Facts.
So, I hope you enjoyed the true story of Elvis and women. Enjoy.
Work was perhaps an hour on stage and a few rehearsals, and the rest of the time we were together. And even, of course, during his shows I was there. So you have to view the person that you're living with as a human soul, not as Elvis Presley.
How you doing? Vibe reactions. How you doing?
And the rest of the time we were together. And even, of course, during his shows I was there. So you have to view the person that you're living with as a human soul, not as Elvis Presley on the marquee. So it's a little disturbing to see him viewed just totally as a commodity now.
Yeah, exactly. These are women that worked with this man. These are women that had that type of connection, the closeness of getting that close to Elvis and working with Elvis and for a long period of time or for whatever. These are the people that are going to tell you the truth. These are the people that are going to fucking tell you, and I'm sorry that I'm cursing. I curse. What do you want me to do about it? Oh, not curse? I'll try. Those are the people that I'm going to listen to. I ain't going to listen to a person that's never met Elvis a day, not even been in the same room as Elvis, that is talking jibber jabber about Elvis. I'm not going to listen. Why am I going to listen to somebody that doesn't have no means to get the actual fact? Why would I do that? But there are people out there that'll take their word and say, I'm running with it. You have to understand, people, everybody that is an influencer, everybody that's out there that's an influencer is wrong about things. I'm wrong about things. Everybody that does this stuff, see, I stopped. Everybody that does this stuff is wrong about something that they talk about. No one's perfect. I like to listen to the people that were there. The people that touched Elvis, that caressed Elvis, that had conversations with him, that ate with him, that drank with him. Those are the people that I'm going to listen to. And I'm also going to listen to the people that know how to look for that type of information. Isn't it crazy that everybody that defends Elvis on YouTube, everybody that defends Elvis on YouTube, are people that go off of facts? The people that are people that do the research and know this person. And what are the outcomes of all these people that actually do the research? They love him. So, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how much clear I could be. Come to me with a fact. For the sensitive ones, close your ears, because I'm going to curse. I want to hear a tape recording of Elvis saying, I hate black people, in order for me to believe that Elvis hated black people. I want to hear a woman in this video say that Elvis was a dog and he was dirty and he had sex with everybody and all this other stuff. I want to hear them say that. He's a human male. Let me put you in the position. The shit talkers that talk shit about Elvis. Let's say you become famous and you have millions of women throwing their bodies at you. Are you going to say no? Because if you're going to say no, you're a goddamn liar. You're a fucking liar. It doesn't matter how much you loved your wife. It doesn't matter. Temptation is a bitch. And Elvis was in a situation where his manager was an asshole and he was around Hollywood, around the toxicity of fame all the time. You guys wanted Elvis to be Jesus. He was a man. A man that was born and raised in poverty. A man that had to fight his way up to get heard. A man that had haters, whites and blacks alike, in the beginning of his career and broke through that shell and blew up. Don't tell me nothing about Elvis if you don't have an absolute fucking fact about what you're saying. I'm sorry. My heart's beating fast and I need to calm myself down because if I keep on going the way that I'm going, somebody's going to get slapped. And I don't want to do it. It's as easy as that. And if you don't like Elvis's singing, then don't listen to it. Just don't listen. Oh my God, it's so simple. Elvis, I'm trying, Elvis. I'm trying, Elvis. We're trying. Me, Elvis Last, everybody. Everybody trying.
To see him viewed just totally as a commodity.
I really saw that, and I realized I needed him. I needed maturity, and that was when I really realized that I was in love with him.
Okay.
You know, there are...
Okay. Vibe reactions. How you doing? Linda Thompson? Okay. Okay. Now that's Ginger Alden. The other one was Linda Thompson. Okay.
And that was when I really realized that I was in love with him.
You know, there are millions of women who would love to have traded places with you and have the kind of relationship that you had with Elvis. Was he a romantic individual?
Yes, he knew what to say.
You saw she paused? You saw she paused? It was the wiggle. She remembered the wiggle and she lost her train of thought when he asked that question, man. I know.
Yes, he knew what to say. He could take anything ugly and make it sound beautiful. And he was very, very religious. And we would talk many hours each night on different philosophies. He had certain philosophies and different books. And he had a beautiful way of speaking, really.
A tender individual, a loving individual?
Yes, very. He was very... I've never noticed it on anybody on earth, the certain kind of love that he had. And it was true.
Elvis and I made a movie together called Viva Las Vegas. And we remained close friends after that. And I cherish the memory of that friendship. He was a good man. He was kind, very respectful, a gentleman. But I'm not just here...
You know what that's called? That's called Southern hospitality. Elvis was the poster boy for Southern hospitality. He will give you the shirt off his back if he needed to. He will welcome you. That's one thing that I learned about the South. The welcoming, you feel it. Every time you go into somebody's house in New York, it feels like you're about to get jumped, or there's going to be interrogation in there going on, or it's about to be raided. If you go to your boy's house, you'll stay on the side real quick. Stay on the side of the wall for what reason? Bullet might come, bullet might not. That's not cool. What are we doing here? In the South? Hey, how you doing? Hey, come over here, man. You want a beer? What? It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I'll take a beer, man. You got a Corona? And then that turns into us going to the store getting more beer. And then it turns into the kids coming from school and the kids coming over, hanging out, playing basketball or whatever, or going to the pool. And then nobody wants to cook because we're all drunk. Get the barbecue out. And that's how it happens every single time down in the South, baby. It's love. It's love. It's always love. And Elvis was the poster boy of that. Do the research, people. Hashtag do the research.
That friendship. He was a good man. He was kind, very respectful, a gentleman. But I'm not just here tonight as someone who knew him or worked with him. I'm here as you are, a fan, an admirer. As someone who sits in an audience and loves to be entertained. And Elvis entertained with that special kind of excitement that only he had. And excitement is the word to describe the two shows you're about to see. You're going to see Elvis's sense of humor, the fun, the warmth, the kindness, and the strength. Ladies and gentlemen.
In this world, in our memories. But I think that
I was there.
Ladies and gentlemen.
In this world, in our memories. But I think that he is in another dimension. And it's comforting to me, before I go to sleep at night, to know within my own soul that wherever Elvis is now, he knows who truly loved him. He knows who had high regard. Those of us who had high regard for him as a human being, as a human entity.
And that's the see. She said the perfect words. As a human entity. A human. He was loved by a lot of people, right? To leave this earth and leave that stamp on the world, only a few people could do that. Not everybody that's in the entertainment business is going to have that effect. To affect the world is crazy. And you only could put a few in that list. Elvis was on top of that list. That was a double time. And 2 years ago, when I started listening to Elvis, I was one of those, I wouldn't say non-believers, but I was always one of those as I didn't know enough to give you an opinion about Elvis. I didn't know enough about him. I only heard, of course, all the negative and stuff like that. So I was not really going off of all the negative because I was like, half of that is probably bullshit. The other half is probably not true. So I don't listen to it because when all the story sounds the same, it sounds like a trend and it sounds trendy to me, and I don't believe it. I like to do my own research, but I never did. I never had any reason to be honest with you. And then I started doing reactions, and then you guys asked me to do one. And this was a whole new artist you guys introduced me to. I knew who he was. Everybody knows who Elvis is. But you guys introduced me to a new artist in my mind. And from that day forward, it has been an Elvis roller coaster that I've been. Over 200 reactions. was able to go to Graceland and see his home. Was able to the closest that the closest that I was ever going to get to Elvis was taking that picture in the little cemetery they had out there. And I felt it. I didn't feel the wind. I didn't feel a cramp. It wasn't nothing like that. I felt a warmth in me that I felt like if he was right there, bending down, taking a picture with. Wow. Hold on. I'm sorry. Like he was bending down and taking the picture with me. I was that close. And that's how I know that he was a very special, for over how many years? 30 years, over 40 years of his death, 50, whatever years, to still have an effect on a 38-year-old guy from Brooklyn all these years later is crazy. If you don't call that impact, if you don't call that, and his music is beautiful. I fell in love with Elvis Aaron Presley. I didn't fall in love with Elvis Presley, the fucking superstar. The guy that sings and dances. I fell in love with the person. The heart, the amount that he gave back. That's why from that point till forever, you can't tell me nothing about Elvis unless you have any type of facts to back up your claim. Point blank. I'll talk about Elvis for an hour. Say I won't. Because you know I will.
Those of us who have a high regard for him as a human being, as a human entity, not as a commodity. And he knows that now. And that's comforting.
Who wouldn't, right? He was just gorgeous. That's when he was thin, and he was beautiful and handsome, and he had like you say, he was very spiritual and charisma. He was the king, you know. He was sexy, great kisser.
She feeling him. She felt him. I tell you what. She said nothing about his personality. She said he's sexy. He's a good-looking man. He's sexy. A great kisser. He did some things with his tongue that I can't talk about right now. I'm just saying.
And he had like you say, he was very spiritual and charisma. He was the king, you know. He was sexy, great kisser.
Everything he did, he enjoyed life, and he was certainly fun to work with, and certainly made you feel very comfortable in what you were doing. If you were to err, he would laugh, and he's a very real person. I'm attracted to people that aren't fake, and he seemed just down home and comfortable to be with.
And Elvis, girl, you need to stop playing with that man's ear. That man, you trying to get Elvis riled up, and then it's gonna get to a point where you can't control the thunder. The legs are gonna be shaking like a hurricane. I tell you that much. Over there playing with his ear, whispering sweet nothings. I saw all that. That's flirting. That was not even part of the script.
Aren't fake, and he seemed just down home and comfortable to be with.
And Elvis will be interested because she just spent 2 or 3 months working with a fellow who is literally a legend in show business, a man named Elvis Presley. I really ought to take you over and throw you to the girls and let them ask you questions. How did you find him? Was he a pleasant man?
Yes, he's a very, very nice person. He's the epitome of a Southern gentleman. He's a lot of fun.
It's you like that. If you interview other people, they'll tell you the same thing. When he entered a room, everything elevated. It just did.
Right.
He was born with it.
Hold on, man. She blinked and I almost fell off my chair, man. Them eyelashes are crazy. She said it just did. It just elevated. Who else has that power besides Jesus? I don't know. She's not the only one that's made that claim. Many people's made. Whitney Houston made that claim. What's this guy's name? What's this guy? Muhammad Ali said the same thing. Imagine those two human entities, Muhammad Ali and Elvis. That's why that picture that I got from April is iconic. Elvis, the two kings in their own right. That's too much power in one room, and that is a miracle that room didn't explode with them two in it. It's a miracle because atoms can't touch like that, bro.
Everything elevated. It just did. He was born with it.
But what was he like as a person? You know, so he was a good kisser.
Funny and sweet. And
that's Frank's daughter.
But what was he like as a person? You know, so he was a good kisser.
Funny and sweet and fidgety. He would always be moving, either his foot.
Yeah, he sounds like a nice guy, actually.
Very nice guy.
All right, let me ask you.
I don't know. I felt that Elvis was a very simple, loyal young man, and I think he felt that he'd made a deal with the Colonel and that he had to honor it. You have to realize that this is a young man who grew up in a very straight family in that he was taught all the ethics of you will be honorable and you will do this. And I think he found a great conflict because I think he always wanted to do the right thing. And Colonel Tom made the deal. Also, if you don't have a great deal of education and people tell you that this is what's going to work for you, see, it's very easy for us to sit here and say what we would do. But we have to walk in somebody else.
Talk to them like you're supposed to talk to them. That I love her. I need a picture of her because she'll go for saying it. Back in those days when they had the fluffy hair. She's a go for saying it. It's easy for you guys to say while you do in that situation when you're not in that situation. Makes sense to me what you just said. He was born with certain ethics. He made a deal with the Colonel, so he had to fulfill the deal. He's a man of his word. She said it. She feels like he always wanted to do the right thing, but he's on contract with this man, and he can't break that because of his honor. He knows he was getting fucked, but his honor was stronger than anything else. And then people want to come over here and start talking about this man. I like her. Mary Ann Mobley? Fire.
You see, it's very easy for us to sit here and say what we would do. But we have to walk in somebody else's shoes.
Talk to them. Talk to them. Why you cut her off? Because they couldn't handle it. That's what it was. They couldn't handle what she was saying.
Whatever you hear about Elvis, about how handsome he was, or how warm he was, there's no way you know how really true that actually was. He was amazing. And what surprised me about him is he never met a stranger. They weren't people with Elvis. They were individuals. And when he met you and talked to you, you thought you had already known him. He was just like, maybe he lived next door to you. It was just an amazing thing that surprised me because he was such a big star. And that surprised me so much, is that we felt like we knew each other. And I think he had that feeling with about everybody that ever met him. You come around special, that you were close.
The man was beautiful. From the beginning of that movie to the end, he had those beautiful Southern manners. He was funny. He came in prepared to work. He asked whatever, he would do what was ever asked of him.
You were 7 years older, I think, but you played his mother in Blue Hawaii. What was that experience like?
Well, I was obviously awed by being in the presence, and but he was an awfully nice young man in those days. He always was a wonderfully nice young man, very caring person. He had his terrible problems, a very personal nature, but in those days he'd just come out of the army, he was fit, he was slender, and he was at top of his form, and he couldn't have been nicer to me. We had a lovely time. It was a wonderful location. We were on Kauai in the Hawaiian Islands. I'll never forget it. It was really wonderful.
The picture that we just showed.
Oh, well, I adored him, and as I mentioned to you, it wasn't acting. I genuinely loved him and adored him and admired him.
You know, he was known as a ladies' man, but you were a little lady.
I had a different relationship with him than all the other Elvis's women co-stars.
Yeah. But you know, he was such a big star. I guess I'm just a little surprised that he was so genuinely. He cared about a little girl. You would expect this very handsome star to be all over the leading ladies of a film, but.
Well, maybe he was dating Nancy. I don't know.
But he was genuinely sweet to you, right?
Oh,
like he took a lot of time.
We spent most of our on-set, off-camera time together, whether it was at lunch or feeding my little cat, or all the special things we would do. We would make books. We would color. I was making books for the what would be Lisa Marie, because he announced the pregnancy during the
and he
filming.
would sit and color with you.
We would sit and color. We would make books. I'm told they may even be in the archives somewhere at Graceland. Where I would love to find them.
That is amazing.
That's so awesome.
Elvis was very sensitive about who a person was and what they needed. And so I was very shy, and he treated me like a princess. He treated me with such care, like I was a hothouse flower.
I am not. It's kind of sweet. I can talk about it now because I'm an old lady. And but I fell in love with him. I just thought he was the best.
Doesn't everybody want to fall in love?
We just had a lovely romance, and it was sweet and tender. I wouldn't change it for a moment. And coming back was very hard, but because we came back to all the fanfare and the crazy ladies, and it was different.
So we were not.
I'm not hearing anything negative yet. Have you heard anything negative? Have you? I've learned that people's ears work different. They don't really hear things. They hear what they want to hear. I love videos like this because it just proves my point. I just love them.
Lovers, we were friends and spiritual partners. Elvis was my teacher spiritually. He introduced me to a whole way of looking at life.
Right.
He started me out on a spiritual path that I've been on ever since.
Friend. Quality. That it was a fascination. You couldn't look away from him.
But on stage, he turned into this animal, and he was wonderful. Wonderful.
He's an artist. Elvis was an artist.
What was it like to kiss Elvis Presley? It was neat.
God damn, that was open mouth, Elvis. That was not part of the script. You were supposed to kiss a cheek. That man went in. Watch.
It was neat. He was a good kisser. It was nice to be kissing someone that you liked and doing romantic scenes with someone that you liked. And
yeah, I bet. I bet. I wonder how many women became actresses just to see if they could have a chance to work with Elvis. If I was a female back in those days, I would have. I would have been his little chocolate cocoa.
Then you could both back away from it and laugh.
It was a little simple, innocent kiss, so I don't know how he really kissed. I would imagine he could kiss pretty good.
Oh, yeah, he's kissed real good.
Oh, relax.
And more than that, too.
Relax.
I don't think.
Relax. She giving too much information. Man.
And more than that, too. I don't think, as far as the screen image goes, there is anyone as sexy as Elvis was.
Did you like him a lot? I loved him. He was an incredible man. You know, he had guys that worked with him that were Italian. He had Jewish guys. He had Christian guys, and he always wore a Jewish star and a cross because he didn't want to get shut out of heaven on a technicality. He was a funny man.
He wore a star and a cross, so he's the one that get kicked out of heaven for a technicality. That's crazy. Maybe he's on to something. I think I could fit a Buddha here somewhere. That's crazy. That's that type of stuff like that is the one I want to know about. All the weird stuff that Elvis has done. That's what I really want to know, is all the weird stuff that Elvis has done. Because that's some weird stuff, but it's fire. I like that.
They were Italian. He had Jewish guys. He had Christian guys, and he always wore a Jewish star and a cross because he didn't want to get shut out of heaven on a technicality. He was a funny man. We were his friends, you know. We were it.
Huge bet. And then he tried to make a little move on me, and I said, no, really, I have to go home now. So he took me home, and that was the first date we had. He was a gentleman about it.
What was he like to be in love with? I imagine you were in love with
him. Elvis shot his shot. She said, no, I'm going to go home. He took her home. Even the rejections, he was very gentleman about it. Stop talking. Stop talking.
He was my first love. I met him when I was 19 years old, and I came from a very conservative family, and I'd never gone steady or anything. So, of course, when I met Elvis, I did fall in love with him, and he did with me. We had a wonderful time, great fun together. I love the guy.
What was he like as a date?
He was fabulous. It was fun. He was very thoughtful, almost motherly.
He didn't sleep, right?
No, he was, he suffered from insomnia. He was very much, I think a lot of geniuses are like that. Just can't turn it off.
To him like you did. Talk about...
That's a fact, too, because I've heard that about a lot of other people, that they suffer from insomnia because they can't turn off their brain. Their brain keeps on going. I'm not calling myself a genius, but I've lately been having some anxiety like a mother. Like I can't sleep for nothing. I don't know why, but I could be tired and I would lay down there and I cannot sleep. Like there's many times that I woke up 2, 3 in the morning, go to the studio and work on some editing and work on some shirt ideas and stuff like that just because I can't sleep. I don't know. Elvis, I doubt he slept. He don't even know what sleeping looks like. The amount of stuff that was going on through his head with everything and his health and his fame and the whole Colonel thing and everything that's going on, bro. Now a lot of people in the Elvis position would have got out of the position with his fan base still intact. Elvis fan base is and will be the biggest fan base that I've ever seen. And what makes us the best fan base is the same love that Elvis puts out. It's the same love that we all put out. And that's what makes it different. You'll have one or two knuckleheads that come into the comment section and try to ruin this fun that we have. But we politely tell that person to back the fuck off. Because I say it politely. I don't care. We just do it different. That's all.
Great fun together. I love the guy.
What was he like as a date?
He was fabulous. It was fun. He was very thoughtful, almost motherly.
He didn't sleep, right?
No, he was, he suffered from insomnia. He was very much, I think a lot of geniuses are like that. Just can't turn it off.
To him like you did. Talk about Elvis Presley.
Oh, golly, I was so lucky. Just, people come to me and they say, girl, you're so lucky. And I said, I know. No surprise to me. I was friends with Dixie Locke, who was dating Elvis. And that's how I got to know him in the first instance. And after they broke up, I just ran into him again at that same station where we went to see you. Mm-hmm. I was doing little bits on television for Pearl and Lowenstein, where I worked. And I bet he had been up there to see you.
Yeah, he came a couple of times, yeah.
And he was peeping in the window at the TV studio where I had been, and when I walked out, he just looked at me, recognized me right away, and said, how's Dixie? And I thought that was so dear because I knew from her that they had been broken up for quite some time, and I just thought it was wonderful that he still cared. Yeah. You know, how she was and that she was okay.
And that led on to you starting to date him?
Yeah, he said, I'm going out of town tomorrow. Can I call you? And Of course. I didn't have to hesitate for that answer. And he did. He called the very next day, and practically every day from then on.
You met his mom, Gladys. The project at hand now, because
God.
you recently starred in a thing called Tickle Me with a fellow named Elvis Presley. Now, there have been others here who visited us on Bandstand who worked with Mr. Presley. Give me a one-line capsule of what's he like.
Oh, he's just so marvelous. Did you
like him as an
one line.
as an individual? Did you like him?
He's very nice, and he's marvelous to work with.
Did you kiss him?
I kissed him.
What was it like?
Well.
Are you blushing? Why are you blushing? She couldn't even answer the question. She said, you already know what it is. He's got those power lips. Elvis does lips push-ups every morning. About 100. Facts.
Well.
That's enough.
We went to work for Elvis Presley for 5 weeks, and it was wonderful. He was wonderful. I loved him. He was such a gentleman and all that to me, you know.
Tell me about that.
Well, when they first called, the girl said, Elvis Presley, oh my God, what are we going to do? I said, hey, it's a gig and it's a good one.
Yeah.
So we went, and when we got there, it was nothing like what we might have thought, you know, because it was just wonderful. It was really wonderful. He was into gospel. So every once in a while when we finished rehearsing with him, we just sing gospel, all of us, you know. And we just had a good time. He would get good money and good pay and it was nice atmosphere, you know, and we didn't go around with him as his friends. We worked for him. So we saw him at work or at rehearsals. So I don't know what he did in between, nor did I care. You know, I just doing what I was
So anyway, we started dating, and he's a really wonderful, sexy, incredible guy. And you can actually read the chapter.
Looking at those chiseled features and everything, it was kind of hard for me not to stare at Elvis. And, you know, and he would touch me and he was just absolutely gorgeous. Just so chiseled, you know. And
These ladies need a moment when that name comes up in any interview. They just need to relax a little bit because you can hear the hotness in their voice. He was just so wonderful. And look at that girl talking about his kiss. She couldn't even speak. She said,
that Greek god look about him and his deep blue eyes and his little southern twang. He was beautiful. He was the love of my life.
And raised a family after that time, so I didn't follow his career as closely as a lot of people did. But I said the times that I knew him during the young, innocent, early days of his career, and just saw what a loving, compassionate man he was. It was very.
That's amazing. That right there is amazing. I love videos like this, like I said, because it tells you facts. It's not giving you a whole bunch of made-up stories by other people that didn't know them. These are straight-up facts for you, in your face. So when people say, Ray, where's your facts? Go look at Elvis Presley reaction number 200 and something. There's the facts, ma'am or sir. I love all of you guys. I got a lot more coming. I'm going to talk to you later. Peace!